Hey friends, Dennis Nappy II, and this is kind of an introductory video. I want to talk about dealing and processing death and dying, the loss of a loved one. It's not an easy thing. It's an inevitable part of life. Every one of us will die one day. Every one of us will face this event. Yet it seems to be one of the most difficult things for us to process, even though it is so common. I think part of that reason that it's so hard is because it's something that's a taboo subject to talk about. Yeah, we talk about death of strangers and things, but we don't talk about our own experiences. We don't often hear the experiences of other people. And there's something to be learned from that. And there's something to be gained from that. And it is sad and it's tragic. But I think that having discussions and listening to what other people have gone through, I think there's some help in that. And that's my goal in doing this, if this can lend some comfort to some of you going through this. I lost my father in 2013. It was a horrendous experience. It was the worst thing I've ever experienced. It wasn't fast. My father died from cancer. It was slow and it was torturous and it was painful, not just for him, but for us to watch him go through that. And I'll share my story in a future video as well, talking about that. But when he died, I experienced a range of emotions and a wealth of questions came to mind. I was very angry. I was angry at my father. I was angry at his healthcare providers who dropped the ball. I was angry at the universe. I was sad. Just this incredible sadness overcame me because my father was gone. He wasn't there anymore for me. I missed him. And that brought on a sense of loneliness, a sense of emptiness. I sank into a depression. It was hard. It was hard. I felt that my mind wasn't capable of processing the magnitude of that event all at once, because it was something so big, something I had never experienced before, that the only way I could process it was in small pieces over time. And it took me about a year and a half to finally let go of that anger, let go of the guilt that I was feeling. I had, guilt, anger, the sadness. I'm still sad. I still miss my father, but I've learned to process it. I've healed somewhat. Hasn't replaced them, but I have healed a little bit. But in addition, when my dad died, I had a lot of questions. My big question was, why is he suffering so much? Not from a medical standpoint, but from a spiritual standpoint. Why, if there's an intelligent design, if there's a being that we call God or a creator, and it's supposed to love us, why would it allow my father to suffer in the way in which he did? And I wanted answers to that. I wanted to understand. His death caused me to question the values in our society, my own personal morals, the lifestyle that I was living, the lifestyle that my father lived. I questioned spirituality, religion. I questioned the existence of God, the purpose of our creation, the purpose of our life. I explored all of these questions that I had. And my inquiry, my exploration started out as an exploration of despair. I felt desperate. I felt lost. I felt victimized. I felt like there was nothing anybody could do or tell me that would bring me peace or comfort in looking beyond my father, the universal implications I felt to my father's suffering. I'm glad I had those questions, and I'm glad I had the courage to keep searching for answers, because I did find some peace. Besides the anger and the grief and all those negative emotions that I was feeling, I also did feel an overwhelming sense of love from my surrounding friends and family, and love from and for my father. I remember his memorial service was more like a party. It was a big celebration. I can honestly say I had fun at my father's memorial, as morbid as we think that may sound sometimes. But it was a celebration of life. It wasn't a time to sit there and be sad and depressed over his death. I had plenty of time to do that. But at that memorial service, we just laughed and we partied and we shared stories of my father, and we carried on until about 2 o'clock in the morning on the beach because it was a nice beach party. And that stuck with me. So it's been an effort for me to make sure that my father's legacy is not defined by the horrible way in which he died. That is an aspect of my father's existence, and it's something that I've learned a lot from and that I still continue to explore with those final moments. But that I do not allow that to overshadow the man that my father was, because he was something special. All right, friends, so before I sign off, I'm going to leave you with one final question / task. And that is, what questions do you have? What's your big question? What question has been bothering you since you've experienced your loss? Please put it in the comment section below, and maybe collectively we can work as a group to dissect it. We may not have an actual answer to it, but sometimes just getting it out there and hearing other people's opinions and experiences may be helpful. And hopefully we can get some discussions going and we can work through whatever challenges we're facing together, because we're not alone in this. As the human family, we're not alone. It's a common experience for all of us. So I hope to put more videos together talking about my journey and my findings. And we'll see where this takes us, friends. Take care.